Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, April 24th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, Nvidia, Misti, AMZ, Platey. Oh, I'm sorry, no AMZ. I took out AMZ. Sorry, AMZ investors. Platey, SMCI, and that's it. The reason I'm taking out AMZ is number one, Misti's out of control. And number two, I wanted to do more on Misti, more on MSTR, ETFs in general. Because knowing that funds like IMST is coming out and then other companies are making competitors to Misti, and Misti being what it is, my favorite now and everyone's favorite for the most part. A lot of the coverage is going to be focused on MSTR covered call ETFs, to be honest. But the only change as of today is I removed AMZ. And thank you all for confirming the sound. And yes, I am late. I took off the rest of the week for spring break. Long day yesterday. Oh, good. You saw. All right. Yeah, it was a good day yesterday. Quick story. I took the wrong bus in. There were very bad fires in New Jersey. And one of the buses that normally goes to Newark was so late, and it was an hour late, and it came to the stop when the bus that I would have taken normally shows up, which was very unlikely. And myself and like 5 other people, we all got on the wrong bus, and we didn't realize it till like a minute in, 2 minutes in, and oh my God, some people were so pissed, ready to fight the bus driver because he wouldn't do anything for us. And anyway, I ended up in Newark and took the train to Newark, from Newark to New York, and then found my way to the NASDAQ. So I shared all that online. But let me just go through the comments. New to the channel. All right, welcome, Jacob, and thank you. Is it too late to well, yes, today's ex-dividend date, so you would have to have bought it yesterday. No user, my plane, yeah. Take the bus like everyone else, right? It's pretty easy. Well, if you take the right bus, it's pretty easy. But anyway, let's get to it for the people that are not watching live and will yell at me later. So here are the trades. Who had trades? I got it zoomed in 200%. If you don't see HD yet, it'll kick in, I'm sure. I got 1080p option. So who had trades? If we scroll, Nvidia had a trade. Coney had a trade. Misti had a lot of freaking trades. Way too many trades, honestly. And Platey had a trade. I opened Misti yesterday. I'm like, come on, man. But anyway, let's just get to Misti. I don't know if this Zoom. Actually, let me make this bigger. There you go. All right, so yeah, I gotta fix the scroll. Whoever said how to fix the scroll on the Mac, let me know, because it's opposite of what the freaking Windows does. So what they do? Buy to close, buy to close, buy to close. What the hell? Yeah, I'm zooming out a little. This is too much. Can I type in? Let's do 175. Yeah, I think that's better. All right, so let's just look. Buy to close. Yeah, man, they closed a bunch of calls. Took a hit, took a hit, took a hit, took a hit. But what? Don't worry, don't worry. They're selling some synthetic. Made 108 mil on the synthetic. If I could freaking scroll on this thing. And they close more, and they close more, and they close the synthetic again. So again, it's easier to look on the file, but I actually didn't total these. I'm just curious now what the damage is. Let's see here. Overall, 59.7 million in income. This is again after the taking the hit on the calls that got blown through, and cashing out some of the synthetics. All right, I'm just checking out the comments real quick. 1080p is working. Awesome. Hello from Australia. Do I work from home? Sometimes I do, but I'm off today. 1080p. Yeah, thank you. Picture quality is perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I'm just super late today, man. Sorry, guys, but I don't know. I might be live the rest of the week, honestly, because I'm off the rest of the week, and I don't feel like getting up at 4 a.m. if I don't have to. I don't know. I guess I'm feeling lazier than usual, but it's like I need to catch up on sleep. All right, so let's get to the Misti files here. So I have the same Zoom going. Let's see if I can keep the 200% on this. So yesterday was the 23rd. So no trades on the synthetic 330. MSTR is at 345, which is above the 330 by 4.77%. So that's awesome. Fantastic. Woohoo. This 290, this was previously closed, right, on the 22nd. So I can actually hide this sucker, and we can move on from that. And now we can talk about the 270. Let's talk about the 270. So the 270, they've removed 13,000 contracts, and since MSTR is at, 345, for God's sake, 28% above the 270. Well, you guessed it. We made some freaking money. We made $83.75 per share on the call, and we only had to pay $370 on the put. So net, we made $104 million on the synthetic bailout, synthetic cash out. Cha-ching, show me the freaking money. They did leave 5,040 contracts, which now that I'm looking at this, I actually want to just double check. 5,040. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So they did leave, I don't know why, but they left 5,040 contracts there. All good. And they did create a new synthetic position, 13,000 contracts added to the synthetic 340. Cost them about 13.3 million to start the position. Again, that's normal. And it's close to at the money, but again, they're already priced 1.69% above that. So that's pretty good. All right, on to the weeklies tab. Any questions? Actually, I'll try to look through the comments as I go here. I don't really care if people complain later, I guess. You guys are live, so I appreciate you guys being with me. Mac was designed to be using the track. Yeah. But the mouse, even on the desktop, isn't that probably the same? Opposite. Change the natural scrolling setting. Natural scrolling setting in the mouse settings. I don't know where is that under? You know, I'll do that later. I'll do that later. Maybe you can comment that in the actual comments, and I'll remember to do it. Jeffrey Miller, thank you. Morning, brother AB. And all right, so we got 164 of you on. Sweet. All right, so what do we got? How did we do yesterday? Yesterday, MSTR went up 0.79%. Market has been freaking green, but MSTR, yeah, kind of a flat day. Now that I'm looking at this, right? Flat day. You would expect less trades, but man, there was a chaos of trades. MSTY beat the underlying. You gotta love that. MSTY went up 0.85%. I know it's really tough to see in this mishmash of data. I should probably highlight it, the where they have the changes in price. There you go. How about that? But yeah, man. And do you believe it? MSTY is at 2263. If I scroll up, when's the last? We went down to what? 1827, 1720 on April 8th. You remember those days? Wow. Misti's a beast, man. It is. It's a beast. All right, let's see what they close. Let's scroll up. Again, anything in gray is what I covered previously. Let me try to do this without making everyone blind. All right, so 900 contracts. They closed the 337.50. They paid 16.22 per share. Well, that's a lot of money, right? Because what? It's at 345. So again, that's time value plus intrinsic value, which is the difference between the prices. And they lost about 1,097,000 on that overall trade. Again, all good, all good. Now, here's the insurance play, or one of the insurance plays. They had a 367.50. This was a long call, as they call it, part of a credit call spread. They kind of just, they don't even put them together anymore. They used to sell call and then buy a call, same contract, same everything. And then now it's kind of like scatter-to-do. So MSTR you see is at 345, which is not above the long call 367.50 strike, but it's worth much more than what we paid for it, 322. So in the end, if you scroll to the right, we made about 1.1 million on this little insurance policy. So again, that's what they're there for, to offset the the cappage on the upside. So because here we go, look, 8,850 contracts capped. We are capped. 337.50. Anything that goes above 337.50, we're covering that gap. Overall, we paid. They paid. They said, I'm out of here. I'm paying 16.22 per share. We'll take the hit. This is a big hit though, 10.2 million for that sucker. All right, let's keep scrolling along. Oh, I missed one. 335 blown through, right? 1823 for that one. Ouch. So that was a loss of 4.3 million. Again, this is the downside of covered call ETFs, and that's that if your strikes get blown through, you have to cover that upside, right? We don't have shares. We have to cover cash settle, right? We're all a synthetic. This whole thing is a synthetic. So on to the next one. Another 335, 1823. Boom, boom, boom. Ouchie, ouchie, right? So we had to pay about 7.1 million on that one. So yeah, man. Ow. All right, let's keep scrolling with our not natural scrolling, our annoying scrolling. All right. Freaking A, man. It's annoying as hell. All right, here we go. 4,000 contracts, 360. Did we skip? Yeah, that's the one we're on. So yeah, this was like a credit call spread. So obviously, yeah, we paid 17.29 for the 335, took the hit, but we did get a 381 credit to offset the damage. Overall damage for this about 3.9 million. All right. Keep going, keep going. Here's a 337.50 blown through, 14.79 per share. We lost 4.9 million on that trade. It's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. And then they opened all new trades. If you see, where do I go? 423. Oh my God, this is horrible. 423 starts here. All right. So they opened a whole bunch of new trades. And guess what, guys? Yesterday was Wednesday, and they still opened all of the trades for 425 expiration, which I'm not going to lie. I love it. I love it. Aggressive. Get more money, more money, more money. And at the same time, me covering the funds, I absolutely hate it, because now I'm going to have more work later on, because I already know today is going to be horrible. So I'm just going to cry to you guys now that yeah, today's going to suck. So yeah, like operator said, if you don't mind and you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. And yeah, it helps. It helps the algorithms, so they say. All right, couple comments. Where can I download all of this trade data? Well, the intraday trade data is on the website, so you'd have to go to any fund, click the intraday trade button. Okay. Obviously, people answered this question anyway. Haha. Yep, exactly, LA. Any idea? Kevin, honestly, I did not even see the distributions. So I didn't even get to look at it, plug in my sheet, anything. What did Platey pay though? They didn't pay 5. I know, I thought for sure it was 5, but I assume it was close. Was it right under? All right, let me keep going. Please sing Take My Money. That's pretty funny. Now my wife's going to laugh at me again. I'll wake up the whole house. All right. Although I think the baby's up now. Hey, Steele, what's going on? Wow. All right. He's coming in too quick. Rodney, thanks for the info. You're welcome. 465. I mean, that's pretty much $5, right? Do you think BTC go up? I don't know. I hope. It's been going up, so I'm sure it'll settle a little bit. All right. Yeah, there's the Platey answers. All right. So let me keep going. All right. I just want to show, and I'm going to show these on the holdings, but interesting play here. I want to show you guys. Where is it? So so right here. Check out these moves here. This is freaking like they did it yesterday. They still had 2 full trading days. They had 1,000 contracts, right? And 2,000 contracts. 1,000 contracts. They actually opened to 390. They went 12.8% out of the freaking money with 2 trading days. I mean, I absolutely love that. I know they only got 70 cents per share, but you know what? They probably realized that they made what they needed to overall for the week. So why risk getting blown through on this crazy bull run? And why not open positions like this, right? And then they opened another 390 down here, 12.8% out of the money. And then guess what? 1,500 contracts on a 392.50, 13.53% out of the money. Again, keep in mind, with 2 trading days left, they did this. So that's just something I wanted to point out because, again, we talk about the bad, but we got to talk about the good too. Here's the Misti holdings. They have 3 synthetics, 270, 330, 340. Obviously, they're all doing well. Now, we got to look at the holdings. Again, the best way to look at it is just like in one shot here. MSTR is at 345.73 at the moment. So they still got some in the money. They got 337.50 in the money, 2.38% in the money, a 340 that's in the money, 1.66% in the money. And as far as the out of the money ones, they got 355, 357.50. The big one is 362.50. That's still out of the money. That's 4.85% out of the money. And then they got these 2 I mentioned before, way at the bottom, 390 and 392.50. Love those. So there's still room for upside for the rest of the week. We almost hit 3 bill. And again, think how big that is. Go look at how big some of these companies are, let alone ETFs. This ETF is about to hit 3 billion. This is just pure insanity. I mean, it is. That's why these companies need to come out with a competitor. And when they do, I'm going to cover it. And I'm going to see how they fare against each other because I'm going to invest in, well, I don't know about all of them, but I want to see it. I want to see what the best strategy is to trade MSTR. Because, yeah, man, that's probably one you want to pay the expert on, right? Trading MSTR. But it's just a fun fund. And I'm having fun covering it. So why the hell not cover the others? All right, so yeah, anyway, the NAV is at 22.60, trade price 22.63. Check out the synthetic value, $1.24 per share on paper. So that's pretty awesome. I did notice there's more covered calls than synthetics. But of course, yes, they have the long calls. So they technically is more, they can sell calls on that. So again, I don't know if this is just a temporary 1-day thing, but this is just something I did note. But again, who cares? Let's look at the cash, by the way. Cash position, 39%. All right. So anyway, let's go back to the weeklies and finish up here. I know I'm trying to make this video fast and it's not working. All right. So did I put on the wrong line? I did. This was for 423. Yeah. So this, I'm going to do this, copy, right click. Yeah, it should be on this line. Okay. So increase in outstanding shares by 50,000. And here's the recap. 30-day IV, 74%. Outstanding shares, 129.9 mil. Total net income is a debit That means they are no longer making income on the weeklies. Well, that's not a shocker because they got blown through on everything. So, you know, it is what it is. Reaction, yeah, there we go. That's me. Pretty cool though, right? At the NASDAQ yesterday, they put it up in the big picture. We went outside, took more pictures, and they showed this, which is awesome. Someone had to do it, you know, get a little creative. Everyone's just, you know, standing there. But I met a lot of cool people. Shout out to the Stock Twits guys, by the way. If you guys don't have Stock Twits, go check out that app. But I did meet them, and they're having actually an event in New York next week. Very New York, man. At least it's easy for me to get there. But anyway, Group D declares in 13 days, May 7th. Actually, I want to show you something I'm working on before we move forward. And this is going to be the comparison. So we're going to start comparing MSTR to Misti to IMST. And then we're also going to be adding how much BTC MSTR holds. All right. So actually, I should put MSTR BTC. So anytime they add Bitcoin, I want to start tracking that. You know, obviously, so they had 531,644 Bitcoin on April 14th. And then on April 21st, they had 538,200. And then obviously I'll compare MSTY. I'm not going to do that in this video, waste any more time. But again, it's something I'm working on. When we have a down day, maybe I'll go through that. All right, payment information. We have synthetic income of 294 mil. Short call income or debit or loss, 23 mil. That's okay though, because we have 270 net income. Net. And guess what, baby? We talked about it. We are making over 208 per share. We are over $2. Doesn't mean we're going to get paid $2, but at least right now, income-wise, we have made over $2. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Obviously, the Rodometer is broken when the weeklies don't make money. If we look at the IV payment, that looks to be around $1.30. So anywhere from $1.30 to $2.08 at this very moment. Okay, we talked about the MSTR holdings. Actually, we kind of finished up the MSTR holdings. And new addition, IMST holdings. I can talk about this real quick. Thank you for the formula yesterday, whoever that was in my Discord. A couple of people helped me out. But they have one call, and it's a 350, and that expires on May 16th. Today's April 24th, and it's only 1.24% out of the money. Yikes. I mean, I know they got the synthetic as well, so, you know, but they got no credit call spread, and this expires very far away. They may leave it, though. I'll be interested to see if they leave the 350. But anyway, I just thought I'd add that to the sheet. All right. Let's go. Let's move on. That's a lot of Misti. A lot of people, a lot of you guys said you're only here for Misti. So the long term is probably just the MSTR freaking video, daily video, I swear. All right. I'm going to go through some comments real quick. Bear with me. If you guys had any questions. What is this? Would more competitors hurt the fund's profitability by driving up the call? Not sure what you mean, but more competitors would be good for everyone, especially us. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Rex Shares, by the way, especially Scott McKenna. He's the man. Oh, this. Would more competitors coming in cause the price of the contracts to go up? Wouldn't that hurt the profitability of the fund? Well, if the cost of contracts go up, I mean, we're the seller, remember? We're selling calls. We're making money on the contracts. But yeah, man, it all depends on the buy side, obviously, how much we're willing to pay and whatnot. Does MSTI, you mean IMST, pay a monthly dividend? I think they do. I have their website up, actually. Yeah, they pay monthly. Their first dividend looks to be coming in May. So, yep. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All right. Yeah, I know. I am MSTY. Everyone keeps telling me it's a different strategy, though. I mean, it doesn't really look like it. It's a freaking synthetic with a covered call that sells a little, further out in expiration. What other covered calls ETFs like Misti and YBTC are available? I mean, there's a crap load, man. There's a lot. Hopefully, people in this chat can give you some, because I don't really. I'll be naming them for days. Health and Wealth made it. All right, guys, go check out his channel, Health and Wealth. Click his name and then hit view channel. And then go give him a sub. He covers YieldMax as well. And what else we got? In Rod we trust. I love this guy. Z Dubs is the man. I don't know why you would trust me though. All right. Anyway, let's get to it. So who's the next one I have a trade? Nvidia's. So let's go to our files. First, since we still have TSLY on here, let's just cover it real quick. They have a synthetic 225. Well, actually, I got to talk about the price. Duh. Tesla yesterday, they went up. Good job. Good job. They had earnings, and it was blah, and they still went up. Good job. They went up 5.09%. Somehow, some way, Tesla went up 5.56%. So, wowza. I mean, that's freaking awesome. And again, look at this synthetic 225. Cha-ching, cha-ching. That expires May 16th. Let's see how their calls are doing. Oh my God. Do you believe this? Synthetic is making money and the calls are still out of the money. Beautiful. The lowest strike is 2.7% on the money. Strike is 257.50. The others are 260, 260, 250, 265, 270. So anywhere from 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7% out of the money. 2 trading days left. Are these safe? I don't know. Market looked kind of red to me, to be honest. I have it on my other screen here, but let's see if I could see it without disturbing. Yeah, man, I'm showing red. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla's red. Okay. Yeah, man. So I don't know. It could be safe. We could be fine. All right, let's keep scrolling. Let's move on here. The value of the TSLY fund, 886 mil. The NAV is 773. Trade price 773. Great. Synthetic bailout, it's worth 82 cents per share. Nah, well, that's a lot, man. When the fund is 773, that's a lot. So you got to keep that in mind. 30-day IV of Tesla, 67%. So it's gone down. It's all right. IV estimate is 40 cents. Income estimate is 14 cents. I actually didn't get to check that. I'm assuming that's still picking up properly. Group A declares in 20 days on May 14th. All right. Up next is Nvidia. Nvidia yesterday, how'd they do? They went up 3.72%. Nvidia went up 3.34%. So they did not beat the underlying, but they did capture 89%, which is really, really good. Really, really, really good. All right. How are their, well, before we get to that, they actually had a trade. So we got to cover that, of course. What are they doing? What? Buy to close put? All right. They're closing their synthetic and they're closing a call. It looks like people sold out of the fund. When people sell out of the fund, obviously they have to get rid of some contracts, just like when people add to the fund, they add contracts. So the forced closure actually ended up hurting them overall. They lost about $2 million on that trade. But, in the scope of things, it's not all that bad. Now, this is like confusing to me. I guess it really doesn't matter in the scheme of things, but you know what I mean? Like the 95 synthetic, right? It's obviously lower than the 110, and the 95 is profitable. So if they would have closed out the 95 and not the 110, they would have made some money, right? So if you're going to be forced to close, why not close out the one that's profitable? Again, that's a good question for the YieldMax peeps. And I know in the end it doesn't matter because the 95 is still going to make money, right? Assuming it all goes up, but whatever. All right, Nvidia calls here. What do they got going on? Well, they got a $100 strike in the money, 2.64%. And then they got a 106, a 107, and a 110. Actually, let me see which one they closed. They closed the 107. Why didn't it close the 110? That's probably cheaper. I don't know, man. Confusing me here what they're doing on this. But anyway, only one of the strikes is in the money. Then they got 3, 4, and 7% out of the money, and a whole lot of credit call spreads. It looks like they got negative cash because today is ex-dividend date. I have no idea what the hell they paid, honestly, because again, I didn't get a chance to look. Yesterday was a freaking busy day. But the value of the Nvidia fund is 1.1 bill. The NAV is 1369, trade price 1439. The gap is around what they're paying, so I'm assuming they're paying around 70 cents. All right, synthetic. Let me go here. Essentially flat. It's worth a penny, negative penny. 30-day IV is 50%. IV estimate is 56 cents. Group B declares again on May 21st, so I can update this date, right, to reflect May 21st. Actually, no. Why is this? Yeah, it's 27. Okay, -1. All right, that makes sense. 521. Yep. All right, 27 days away. Great. All right, that's Nvidia. Now we got to go to Coney. Coney. We're going to have to cut out another one of these, just so you guys know. I know, I just added them, but Misti's taking over the world. Let me get to some comments here. Scroll up. They said, Thor's hammer. Dang it. I missed the start again, although I'm heavily invested in Misti. I really enjoyed the analysis. Yeah, just Thor, you could always hit live and then watch it again later, right? Watch it. I won't mind that. Andrew Jackson, thank you. Thank you for the super sticker. Do they give you options of what names it calls? You know, I do greatly appreciate it. Here's the other Rod. Don't forget, others still have work and trying to hear. I know, man. I know. I tried to start at 6:30, but I woke up because I have to update the holdings in the morning, and oh my god, yeah, way too much. I slept a little later than I should have, for sure. I respect the working man. All right, what is this question here from Richard Woolley? Am I right in saying turn the drip off on Misti and reinvest myself in whatever is more long-term? I mean, that's a great question, right? It all depends on the person. Like, if you don't have time to invest during the day because you work like normal people, then you may want drip. Or if it's an account that's kind of set it and forget it, you may want drip. Or if you're going to buy Misti anyway, you don't care, you may want drip. But keep in mind, Misti, you know, they pay once a month, once every 4 weeks. So in my opinion, you're better off taking that as cash and investing it how you please. Because the problem with setting drip is you may have it buy Misti on the biggest upside day, and you're not really getting a discount, and you could be raising your cost basis. And you may not even want to buy Misti. So I always say, get the dividends, get the distributions, get it in cash, and make your own decision. It's your money, you know. Don't, again, the only thing I use drip for are my children's accounts. And that's because I'm not actively managing them. And those aren't in these funds, really. They're in, like, normal dividend growth paying stocks that just, and reinvest in each other. All right. You're still number one, Rod, though. I don't know. We might be a tie. Equal rods here. All right. Good morning, Ranger. We got 266. That's pretty good. See, the later I start, the more people I get, Rod. I don't know, man. Life after 25. What about life after 40, man? Man, oh man. All right. Coney. All right. We're supposed to be talking about Coney. What the hell did they do? About to close. Yeah, they lost that one. About to close. Yep, they lost that one. Oh, wait, they're cashing out synthetics. Let's see if it's profit. Yep, synthetic was a 160. They're at 194. So yeah, they made 47 million on that call. Cha-ching. And they opened where's the new synthetic? 195. Okay, that's at the money. That's good. And then, wait, they close in another synthetic, 185. That looks to be a profit. Not much money, but profit. And then they're closing more calls and losing more money. All right, let's see what the overall number is for yesterday's data for Coney. We can do that now. We're on a computer. They made $16.2 million in realized net income. Hell yeah. All right, so let's get to the files. All right, here we go. Coin. How did Coin do? Oh my God, it went up 2.46%. Coney, you stink. You only went up 1.66%. Yuck. 67% capture. I'm not a fan of that one. All right, let's take a look at their synthetics, though. They have a 185, a 195, and a 220. I can't sing, though, because they're on the up and up, you know? So the gold digger, she's kind of running away. She's like, bye-bye, bye-bye. Plus, you know, it's a very small position of the overall fund. But, you know, sorry, I know someone said, I want you to sing. But yeah. All right, so Coney. Do I normally have the price, or is that maybe that's just Misti? I put the price on the top. So what do they got left for the week? They got, let me just check the dates actually. 420. Yeah, everything expires tomorrow. So lowest strike 195, 0.1% out of the money. Is that safe? No. And then you got 197.50, 200, 202.50, and 207.50. So they are scattered you do all the way from 0 to 6.52%. Are they safe? No. But we'll let it play out. Again, today looking kind of red. Let's see. Coney. Well, I have CONL on my other screen. Where the hell is it? Did I? No, they're down 2%. So Coin is probably down 1% in the pre-market. So the value of the Coney fund is 998 mil, approaching the billion status again. So hopefully they get there. 782 is the NAV. Trade price 783. Synthetic value, they're worth 17 cents per share, 21 million total. 30-day IV, 75%. IV estimate, 45 cents. Income estimates, negative. Group C declares next week, 4:30. All right, up next is your boy SMCY. Sup, SMCY? So what's going on, SMCY? All right, let's scroll. Let's get to SMCY. I think they had a trade. If I only had that trade. No, they did not have a trade. All right, so only Platey had a trade. So let's talk about SMCY first. All right. What did they do yesterday? Did they go up? You damn right they went up. SMCI went up 7.05%. SMCY went up 5.87%. Hey, well, take it, man. 83% capture. That's pretty freaking good. That's good stuff right there. All right. What do I see errors? What's going on with this? 8. What? How does that have a? What the hell? Who's messing with my spreadsheet? All right. Anyway, let's go up. Let's see what the synthetic is looking at. $35. SMCI is at 32.90. They actually have a chance. They actually have a chance to make money on the synthetic. Remember how far away it was? We were singing gold digging left and right. Remember, you take my money. But all right, 32 strike. Oh my God, in the money. 2.74% in the money. 32.50, 1.22% in the money. Everything else is out of the money. All right, so they have 3 other strikes out of the money. 1, 4, and 9% out of the money. So that's pretty good. But again, hopefully we'll get a little red day and we'll be okay. SMCX though, which is the double leverage fund, that's looking green. So maybe not red day for SMCI. The value of the fund is 129 mil. The NAV is 1852. Trade price 1856. Synthetic bailouts in the negative. 30-day IV 95%. Always a good IV on this one. $1.36 estimate based on the IV. Group D declares in 13 days. Awesome. All right. Finally, get the last one, which is Platey. But unfortunately, I'm going to go through the messages because, again, respect to the people that join live. Respect, respect, respect. All right. Oh, there's a lot of all right, where we at here? Where we at? Where did life if we get time, will you get to Murni? I don't cover Murni, basically because it's Murni. So sorry, Life After 25. I will cover their trades. Well, tomorrow, typically the Friday morning and the Saturday morning, I skim through all of the trades, assuming there's time. Good morning, Randy. Rainy day. Oh man, that sucks. It's actually been nice here for once. Jose agrees with me. No drip. All right. Am I right to assume TSLY should mirror Tesla as it marches? As it what? Oh, as it marches higher? No, you're not right. It will closely mimic the movement, but again, it's a covered call ETF. They get capped on the upside. So, all right. Thank you for the system settings reminder. We'll do it after. Thor's hammer. I'm talking about drip. Higher paying dividends. Yep. Gold digger. Yep. All right. OS. Thanks. Just starting the live for my 1 hour commute. Oh man. 05 Hoopa, 1 hour commute. I feel you, brother. Do you do that 5 days a week? Do you do it a few days a week? But yeah, I'll make it an hour of it. No, it's probably not gonna be an hour, but yeah. I'm actually into now the LA appliance premiere time. So I'm sorry, LA. I know you're not here, but I'm into his time. His usually starts after mine. $4 plus gold digging days dividend. What for Misti? Yeah, we're far from 4. All right, so let's get to Platey. Platey, what did they do? Buy the closed call. They closed the call, and yeah, they got up to here. They had to pay about 1.1 mil, but at the same time, what are they doing? They're closing synthetics. They closed an 80 synthetic, and they cashed out, man. Oh yeah, they made some money yesterday. I'm talking about 50. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. I didn't even look at these numbers. 51.5 mil. Are you freaking kidding me? And they didn't pay a $5 dividend. Are you freaking kidding me? All right. Let's take a look at this. Palantir went up 6.77%. Platey went up 5.76%. 85% capture. I mean, Platey, this fund is freaking awesome. It really is. If I knew more about Palantir, I would own this fund. So maybe you guys got to educate me in the comments. Hopefully, all right. Their new synthetic is $100 at the money. It's fine. When does it expire? Why does it expire May 16th? Go a little further out in expiration if you can. All right, let's look at the calls though. Oh, almost all in the money. All right, 3 of the strikes are in the money. 3% in the money, 2% in the money, 1% in the money. At least they have a 105, which is the largest position, by the way. That's 4.15% out of the money. All right, now let's look at this synthetics here. So the current synthetic is now only worth 65 cents per share. But now, guys, income estimate, 687 per share. Again, this is kind of why I said $5, 5 even. I guess, they paid around 476-ish. Yes. So that's why obviously the difference. It's today's ex-dividend date, in case you guys did not know. On ex-dividend date, the cash that they have to pay the distribution comes out of here, right? Since it comes out of here, this number decreases, right? And then that number decreases, right? And that's why it drops by the amount they're paying per share, which is around 476. Yesterday's close was 63.38. So yes, the drop is going to be minus the distribution, plus or minus movement in the underlying. 30-day IV, 87%. New IV estimate, 425. Again, income estimate, freaking nuts. Group B declares in 1 day. No, I'm yesterday, negative 1 day. So I should probably do a linkage to the Nvidia, right? If I go here, they're part of Group B. So you just click that. That way, when I update that gets updated. So 27 days till the next update. So yeah, man. Yeah. All right. What else? Thanks. Sorry, I forgot where I was. Realistically, I believe it would be closer to 2. I mean, you're getting, even that's generous. I'm not sure it's going to be that high. I'm just hoping for over 2. Misti, Platey for the big dividend, PLTW, buy more shares, weekly drip. What is that, the Round Hill one? All right, so here's a question from Physics. So if we wanted to see TSLY dividends get up over $1, what exactly would need to happen? Combination of successful buy calls and slowly rising moving average up in the underlying. Well, keep in mind, guys, this, you know, TSLY is a $7 ETF, right? $7. You take $7, you multiply it by the implied volatility, right? Which it's supposed to represent what they try to strive for paying yield-wise, and that comes to 40 cents per share, right? So realistically, the price would have to double, you know. So if the price doubles, how is the price going to double for TSLY? Well, again, it all depends, right? Obviously, if Tesla flies to the moon, you know, it's going to be capped. It all depends. Like if Tesla continues to go up slowly, then yeah, Tesla's going to slowly go up with it. And it's possible it could go back. It could double in price, but it's very unlikely, unfortunately, with these funds. You know, Misti's a different story. Misti's a different beast. You know, we've seen it go from 20 to 40, back down to 20, and then back to 40 very fast. TSLY, again, it doesn't, you know, their premium doesn't pay as much either, right? Because their implied volatility is not as high as MSTR. That's some of the highest in the business. So in order to get $1, you know, unfortunately, you're more likely going to see that on a reverse split, right? I'm not saying they're going to reverse split, but the odds of them doubling to 14, I don't know, man. I hope they do, but that'll be tough. When was the last time Misti made money on the weeklies? I mean, they have been, actually. This is the first week. I believe they got blown through in a while. Donovan Duncan, appreciate you as well. I appreciate you. All right, so that's the update, man. That's the update on the fund. Should I talk about my options trading update? You guys care about that? I know we're kind of late as is. Yeah, what the hell? What was I going to say? All right, so again, TSLY is going to end up like Murning. Oh, that's a low blow there, Jeff. All right, so if I click this and I go to options, I was making trades yesterday at Applebee's in the city because I don't know. I couldn't find I had to find a place to just chill and sit. Why is my getting like a delay? All right, so obviously I know you guys can't see, so let me zoom in. All right, can you guys see good? Hopefully. So yesterday I sold a call on TSLL. It was flying high. I wanted to sell a call, and I did. Let me pull up market time. Although TSLL pre-market, it's down 1.71%. It's at 806. Okay, so I sold a call at 11 bucks. This expires May 2nd, but the ones we have to worry about now are these. Like these are the ones that expire on Friday, so we can highlight them, right? We can make them pretty, make them blue. So what's going to happen? Well, that one's closed, so we don't have to worry about that one. But as far as this, I got a 5 and a 6 put. Again, being that TSLL is above $8 or at $8, these seem to be safe at the moment. Covered call wise, what do I got? I got a 10, a 9, and a 950. The 9 could be in danger, again, since TSLL is at 8. If it gets in danger and I don't want to get assigned, I will create a rolling order on this today. Again, more than likely, I like to do it the Thursday because early assignments could it's from my experience, they happen on the Friday a lot. So, but honestly, I don't think I'm in danger anymore because TSLL is looking red. You know, we had a couple big green days, so it's going to chill, you know. So, and today looks to be that chill day. So TSLL at 890, yeah, I think I'm okay. So mic check, 1 2 1 2. How about NVDX? Well, let's see. What do I got for 425? Let's see. Let me highlight them. The nice, pretty blue. We got a put. All right, $6 put. NVDX is currently at 646. If it goes below $6, this could get assigned. I could buy 100 shares at $6, or I could just roll it. Obviously, I'll roll it probably. I don't know. We'll see. And then I have these others. I have 2 calls. I have a 6 and a 650. Again, I'm playing this one more aggressive because I don't care if these go away because I'm done with NVDX. I'm just making money in the meantime, you know, and it's fun to play aggressive when you don't care. Oh, I forgot to hide the last comment. So let me see. There you go. If you guys have any questions on options as I cover these, please let me know. But anyway, NVDX is currently at $6.46. So this call, 100% in danger, right? It's in the money. This call almost in danger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll them. I'm going to roll both of these probably today into next week. Same strike, and I'll make a credit. And then it'll hang out with this one, this $7 one for next week. And we'll see what happens. Again, just have fun with it. Who cares? Who cares? Making money. All right. And then TNA, yesterday I sold a call. Again, it was up. Sold a call at 28. That's for next week, though. So let's focus on what we got expiring tomorrow. Am I in danger? Well, let's see. I got a put. I'm selling a put with an $18 strike price. TNA is at 23. Since 23 is greater than 18, it doesn't look like this is in danger at all. So I'm not worried about that. That's just going to expire worthless. Now I have 2 calls that expire Friday, a 24 and a 25. TNA pre-market showing 23. 24, obviously in danger. 25, possibly. We don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it, you know, it's not in the money, so I'm going to let it ride. Go ahead. See what happens. If they go in the money, if TNA goes above 24 or above 25, I will do a rolling order into the next week. And if TNA stays above these strike prices next week, I will roll it and then repeat, rinse, repeat until I can't anymore or until TNA goes below these prices. And then these contracts will eventually expire worthless. So that's my plan. Obviously, next week's I'm way out of the money, so I'm not worried about that one. So all good there. All right. So that's my options update. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go through some comments. We're probably going to end it. What's up, Verona? How do you say it? Is it Verona or Verana? I don't know. Thank you, Ranger. Thank you, C-Car Guy. Thank you, Life After 25. I'm happy with 2. Yeah, we all are. Jeff, man. Jeff he's yapping away in here. All right, let's see what he said. New objective is purchasing one of the next week's payout, possibly today, since the market will dip, and then selling it if appreciation closes to or the estimate. Yep, got PLTY this AM. All right, guys, do you have any questions for me? I'm in less of a rush because I do not work today. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. And yes, I think I'm gonna go live the rest of the week. But once I go back to work next week, it'll probably be just the norm. I'll record, you know, crack of dawn, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and then go from there. But I think that's pretty much it, right? Any question, Ulti? Any comments? No, I mean, I added Ulti to my dividend card account because it's a weekly payer now. I'm not really tracking it as much, to be honest. I don't really have the time, unfortunately, but it is what it is. It's Ulti, and I know they were buying puts. I don't know if they are anymore, but so they had some downward protection. I don't know how they've been doing, but yeah, it could be better. That's for sure. I don't know if that helps. All right. What else? Anything else? Let's see. What didn't I cover? Well, yeah, I still got this Misti option. I sold a put, $20 strike. Misti's at what now? 22.56. So obviously this is not in danger. In fact, I could probably pay to close it, you know, take most of the profit and move on. But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Yeah, go from there. But I think that's it, man. I think that is it. C4 Charlie. No, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again tomorrow. Yeah, leave feedback in the comments. What kind of coverage you want to see? Again, I'm thinking MSTR covered call ETFs is the future. You know, and if I am gonna stick with a couple other YieldMaxes, you guys got to tell me who your favorite are. I think it's Platey now. I think Platey's the favorite. You know, is TSLY still a favorite to you guys? I don't know. You guys have to let me know. You know, because when it comes to certain things, yes, I do go by what you guys think. Because obviously you were the guys, you know, the guys and gals that watch the channel. So yeah, I don't know. All right. If you guys enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down below. C4 Charlie says YieldMax. I mean, YieldMax is YieldMax, right? They're only as good as the covered call ETFs that they open. SCHD. Yo, man, he said SCHD. Obviously, different type of fund for a different type of investor. But I mean, you can't go wrong really with SHD. You just get a very, very, very low distribution on that one. Getting a lot of random comments here. Now dividends, yeah, dividends. All right, that's it. So if you made it this far in the video, we need a keyword, guys. So type in the comments a keyword. If you type in a cool keyword, then that'll be the keyword. But for those of you that are new to the channel, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say the freaking keyword. What is the keyword? The keyword is to be determined. But when you get the keyword, what do you got to do? You got to type it in the comments down below. That way I know and others know that you made it to the end of this video, especially this one, because this one right now, as we speak, is at 58 minutes. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? So what is the keyword? All right, let's hear some keywords. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I mean, no one's answering. So I guess baseball for the win. Today's keyword is payday. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type in payday. 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 All right, I'll stop. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to thank you all for joining the live. Thank you all for watching later. And just, you know, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully, if I do go live, it'll be either between 6 and 6:30 a.m. So stay tuned for that. Sound good? All right, great. Thank you very much. And enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Later.